Assalamualaikum. So today I'm gonna present it to you a objective of Sharia, or known as MAQASID Sharia. So the first objective is to protect the interests of human being into this world as well as in hereafter. The second one is to protect the welfare of Muslim, municipal, and prevent maltreatment. The meaning of 𝗪𝗙, its purpose, and how it is preserved and protected from the perspective of what maintains and strengthens it, and those things which threaten the intellect from its intended use. The definition of al-aqlu. The Arabic word aqlu comes from the root verb la, which has several meanings, including to detain, to arrest, to comprehend, and to have intelligence. In our context, the noun aqlu carries the meaning of intellect, discernment, and intelligence. The one unique thing that differentiates us from animals and hence gives us a place of both authority and responsibility on earth is the power of perspective and discrimination. For the example, the ability of intellect.
From the perspective of that which maintains al-aqlu, the things that help preserve al-aqlu and help us achieve its purpose are encouraged, promoted, and compulsory. Some examples are as follows. First, the obligation of knowledge. The second is obligation of planning and reflection. The obligation of knowledge, as the strength of our intellect is dependent on previously held knowledge and experience. It goes without saying that the more one has recollection or their ability for thought and problem solving will be that much superior. Consequently, knowledge and improvement is one of the most obvious ways that al-aqlu can be preserved and supported. We have already seen the position of seeking knowledge when we were looking at HIFZ and although no division was made, as the objective being obtainable was protection of religion, the focus was obviously more on religious knowledge. Here thought, as the objective is the protection and establishment of intellect in order to achieve the purpose stated above, any learning which help us achieve this is authorized. The Islamic approach to education is very clear in numerous ahadith. The Prophet Muhammad outlined the importance of learning and its central role in the faith. The search of knowledge is an obligation laid on every Muslim, related by Ibn Majah and Bayhaqi. Also, the pursuit of knowledge is linked to reward in the hereafter. If anyone pursue a path in search of knowledge, Allah will thereby make easy for him a path to paradise, related by Muslim. The Quran itself from the outset placed learning high up on the agenda. The first word revealed to the Prophet Muhammad by the angel Gabriel, as known as Jibril in Arabic, was the imperative Iqra, which means read. From the first encounter and throughout the prophetic mission, we see the great importance assigned to knowledge and learning, which enable to the Muslim Ummah to advance in all major fields of science and learning at an outstanding pace and within a relatively short space of time. Reflecting on the current state of affairs, the Muslim Ummah is in desperate need of reviving this tradition, as illiteracy is widespread and standards of education are fully lacking. We need a return to the source to discover how faith and learning have always gone hand in hand. By gaining knowledge, one strengthens their ability to appreciate and understand the world around them, which is a basis upon which the obligation of reflection and planning tafkir is founded. Several verses in the Quran allude to the role knowledge plays in this. Says, are those who are knowledgeable equal to those who are not knowledgeable? Quran verse 39, ayat 9. And the knowledge among his servants truly fear God. Quran verse 35, ayat 28.
Obligation of planning and reflection. First, recognition of the truth, and second, planning for the common good. Recognition of the truth In the world around us, there are two types of genuineness, one which we can see an involvement and one which we cannot. In a sense, the unseen factual are known as ghaib. Although none of us can see God, He has given us limitless signs throughout creation which we encounter in our daily lives using our senses, and first rule of the intellect is this to ponder on the signs, planning for the common good, recognizing our place in the world and understanding our relationship with our Creator is the important building block on which a thorough and complete humanoid being can be developed. Once a context of belief is recognized, we can consider the second role of tafkir.
So we're moving on to perspective, which that threatening al-aqlu. In Islam, anything that threaten al-aqlu are totally prohibited, prevented and discouraged. How can all of this be achieved? First of all, absolute prohibition on alcohol, drugs and toxicants. In Islamic law, any kind of alcoholic drinks are prohibited to all Muslims, even though in Al-Quran said word al-khamru, which means only wine prohibited to all Muslims. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 90, the actual verse is A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu innamal khamru wal maisiru wal ansabu wal azlamu rijsun min amali syaitani fajtanibuhu la'allakum tuflihun. Sadaqallahul azim. When Al-Quran was revealed, wine was the predominant alcoholic drinks being consumed. So the scholars or ulama will refer to some prophetic words and legal analogy which is HIFZ to outspread the ruling to any kind of toxicant, including drugs. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad also said that every intoxicant is khamru and every khamru is prohibited related Muslim. When we define intellect from the previous post, one of the definition is a mind ability to provide knowledge on problem-solving situation. So when someone is drunk by taking alcoholic drinks, his ability will be suspended temporarily and will harm his health, his mind, and also his body. And also he will act out of his mind. Prohibition of alcohol in Islam is a total. Rather than just being limited to drinking, prohibition of alcohol also extends to production, selling, buying, transportation, and namely all those things which support its existence in society.
The second point from the perspective of that which threaten al-aql is a prohibition of harmful thoughts and ideas. How can thoughts and ideas threaten our intellect? Previously, we discussed the reasons why God blessed us with the faculty of intelligence, and that there is a specific role intended for its use. Anything which takes us away from this is believed a trait and discouraged. On an individual level, we said that one is invited to contemplate on the sign of creation, and by this process of reflection come to know their Lord. As our intellects are inherently limited and dependent on our sense, their use is constrained to reflecting on the creation of God and not about God Himself. As we can never realize the person of God, we are not allowable to enter into debates about His being. It is on this point that some faction in Islamic history get it wrong. This was in some part due to influence of Hellenic philosophy, and and in some areas, this negatively affected the Islamic belief in the divine. There is never any benefit to be gained by asking questions such as where exactly God is, what he looks like, and so on. Islamic researchers used to say in response to this that before you asking such questions, you realize who you are in relation to God. As the intellect is the means by which we come to recognize our creature, the prohibitions on such chases frees up our mind to focus on what is of benefit both for ourselves and others. In matter of religions and our dealing with others, there are also areas in which it is not allowable to enter debate and reflection. Recall that the second role of the intellect was to think of and develop ways how we can live our religious and mature life as best as possible. If you are saying that we are reflecting on the actual nature of the religion and whether it and its ruling are needed, applicable, or inappropriate, then this is forbidden, as it is not the invention use of the intellect. Reflection and thoughts are allowable in the procedure by which we can arrive at the best submission of the religion and its law, though not in the core substance of religion itself. Thank you.